All right, let's get into it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 4th episode of Cinema Saturdays. I am your host, Blake Buchanan, and again, I'm not joined by my co-host, Ben Buchanan, aka my dad. Still sick, by the way, from the last episode. But he will be back next week for next week's review, which is the live-action How to Train Your Dragon. And that's going to be really exciting because we're going to be able to talk about a new movie. But, yeah. So, this week, I reviewed the movie Camp Nowhere from 1994. Shout out to my friend Chloe Davis. Hi, Chloe. I know you'll probably listen to this episode because you brought this movie up in conversation when we were talking. And I was like, I'm going to review it for my podcast. So that's what I'm doing. So thank you, Chloe. I love you so much. Thank you. And, yeah. But before we get into the review of the 1994 classic, I guess you could say, I don't know. For me, it's complicated. I wouldn't consider this a classic or maybe a hidden gem. I don't know. It's complicated. Anyway, before we get into that, let's do our new segment, which is movie news. Let's talk about some movie news. And oh boy, I have been waiting for this segment because there is just so much. There's so much movie news. Okay, first story. If you remember from I think it was our second episode, which was The Iron Giant, we discussed Incredibles 3. And literally, like, the week I uploaded the 3rd episode of the podcast, it got announced who was going to be the filmmaker for Incredibles 3. And me and my dad were hoping it was Brad Bird, because he was also writing the script. But it is not. It is not Brad Bird. It is actually the guy who directed the movie Elemental for Pixar. And I'm going to be so honest. I do not like Elemental. Like, it is not a good movie. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like that movie. I just think it's a Disney rom-com, bro. Fucking, it's just a Disney rom-com. So, it's lame, it's boring, I don't know. But, I don't know, the script is still written by Brad Bird. So, I don't know if it'll be any good, and he's a producer on it too, so there's potential there, but you never know. Yeah. Speaking of Pixar, I have 2 more Pixar stories to bring up. So, we are officially getting a new Pixar movie, and it's called Gato, and it's about a cat. I don't know. I didn't really read the plot synopsis. Well, I did, but I kind of forgot. So that's boo on me. Anyway, it seems really interesting, and I heard they're going to change their art style for it, which is really cool, and I think that's really awesome. They should start doing that more, because I feel like Pixar is kind of bound to one animation style. I don't know. That's just me. But, yeah. I think they're going to go for like a 3D or 2D kind of thing, which is awesome. And I'm super interested to see that. Also, in other Pixar news, the first 2 minutes of Toy Story 5 were shown at the Annecy Film, some animation festival. And oh boy, it sounds confusing. I don't have the description in front of me, but I will explain it to the best of my ability. So I'm guessing this is like the opening of the movie. And it's like these Buzz Lightyears are being washed up onto shore, and they're all like defective Buzz Lightyears and they don't work. But they all like so the villains for this movie are 50 Buzz Lightyears, 50 like not even that, I think like 100 like malfunctioning Buzz Lightyear toys, which is insane. That's crazy. But the description is like they wash up on the shore, and then they're on this beach, and then they all like kind of group together sort of, and it's like they form some kind of summoning circle, and then they form the Toy Story 5 logo. It is weird. It's weird. And if that's how the movie opens, because this movie is supposed to deal with like technology over toys, and I'm like, how the hell does that connect to Toy Story, like, at all? But I don't fucking know, dude. That sounds really weird. I don't know. I love the Toy Story franchise, like, a lot, so I'm still gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. And it's also directed by Andrew Stanton, and Andrew Stanton did WALL-E, and WALL-E is, like, my favorite Pixar movie, so I don't know. I'm gonna give this one a chance, even though I think this one's kind of pointless. I think Toy Story 4 was kind of pointless too, but damn, I love those toys. Anyway, next topic, in the Disney side of things, not Pixar, Disney, they are bringing back one of their OG directors who did Aladdin and The Little Mermaid and Moana, and he's gonna do a new movie at Disney, and I think that's so cool. It's like, he was in retirement, and he's coming back to do a new movie. And I think that's awesome. I think that's great. So, I don't know what the movie is exactly, but I'm still super excited to see it. Anyway, let's get into, let's see, what should we cover? There's a new Superman trailer that came out. The new Superman looks really cool. It looks great. I think it'll be really interesting. I will, I talked to Seth Green not that long ago, at a Comic-Con, and we talked Superman and James Gunn for a little bit, and he said that he has faith in James Gunn, and he trusts James Gunn, and I feel about the same. So, I don't know, that every piece of footage I see for that movie, I just get more excited. Because it's like, it's Superman, Like, that's Superman. I know that's kind of cringy to say, but that is Superman. So, that's that. It was a good trailer, I guess. And then, Father's Day, which is the day I'm recording this episode, we are supposed to get a trailer for the new Naked Gun, a full trailer for Naked Gun. I have not watched it yet, because it obviously isn't out yet. I don't even know if they're going to come out with one, but supposedly they're supposed to. So, that's interesting, I guess. I mean, it's kind of fitting how our first episode was Naked Gun, and, they're releasing a trailer on Father's Day, no less. Anyway, let's get to the big news. Guys, speaking of Naked Gun and spoof movies, Spaceballs 2 is happening. Spaceballs 2, the search for more money. My Mel Brooks impression kills me every time. But, guys, Spaceballs 2 is actually happening. And it's coming out in like 2 years. That's insane. And dude, it gets better. Mel Brooks is coming back. Bill Pullman is coming back. Keke Palmer's in it. Lewis Pullman is in it too, which makes me think that they're gonna do a Kylo Ren thing, because Lone Star in the first Spaceballs movie, he was kind of like Han Solo, and then obviously Bill Pullman is the father of Lewis Pullman, who was in the movie Thunderbolts, and he was great in Thunderbolts, and I cannot wait to see him in Spaceballs 2. I think they're going to call it The Schwartz Awaken, which it gives me even more reason to think that they're going to do a whole Kylo Ren thing. Yeah. But the most exciting part is that Rick Moranis is finally coming out of retirement to be in a movie. And not just that, he's going to come back as Dark Helmet for Spaceballs 2. Dude, I fucking love Rick Moranis so much, bro. He is such a good actor, and I love him in all of his movies. He's so funny. I just watched Little Shop of Horrors the other day. He's so good in that. It's just, after all this time, he's finally coming back. And I know he, wanted to come back for a minute, but he was just I know he turned down, a cameo in Ghostbusters, and he was like, no, that's not how I wanted to go out. That's not how I wanted to come back. And I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing, because, his character in Ghostbusters is, probably my favorite Rick Moranis character. That's not true. It's probably Seymour. That's probably my favorite Rick Moranis role. But, dude, I'm so excited. That's the greatest news I think I've ever heard. Man, I cannot wait. You already know that we're going to be watching Spaceballs 2 when it comes out. And I liked when, in the announcement video they made for it, he was Mel Brooks, he was after 40 years, we asked, what do the fans want? But instead, we're making this movie. I was like, that's funny. And then they made fun of the fact that we've had 36 MCU movies, and there's 7 Beatles movies and an Oppenheimer. Took long enough for Spaceballs 2. And Josh Gad is in it. Josh Gad is also writing it, and it's just is Josh Gad really that funny? I haven't really seen Josh Gad in anything laugh out loud, ha ha ha. I think the only thing I've seen him in is Frozen, and he is not funny in that. I don't know. And the guy who directed Strays, I think that was the name of the movie, I don't know, had a Will Ferrell dog talking about how he wanted to rip off his Will Forte's, can I even say that on YouTube? Ding Dong. That. His favorite toy, that's what he called it. That guy's going to be directing it. And that was a pretty funny movie, so that's pretty exciting. Dude, Rick Moranis is back, baby. So exciting. Anyway, Camp Nowhere. Oh boy, Camp Nowhere. Now, I had never heard of this movie in my life until 2 weeks ago, when my friend Chloe Davis, who is awesome and is an amazing actress and is in my film 48, if y'all haven't seen it, she's great in it. Anyway, we were talking about movies. I don't remember how it came up. Oh, I said that I met Christopher Lloyd like 2 weekends ago or something, and I was like that around that time, and I was like, I'm about to meet Christopher Lloyd, and she's like, oh, I love Christopher Lloyd, Camp Nowhere, and I was like, what the hell is Camp Nowhere? She was like, you've never seen Camp Nowhere? I was like, no. And she was like, I love that movie. I was like, you know what? I'm going to review it for my podcast. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, I'm going to be brutally honest if I don't like it, though. She's like, okay. Because, like, the thing is, it's like, I've seen a lot of movies. And my friends make fun of me for the fact that I've seen a lot of movies. And when I haven't seen a movie, they're shocked. Like, I've seen Death to Smoochie. I remember that's like one of our favorite movies. And me and a group of friends were like, oh, I love Death to Smoochie. And I immediately quoted Death to Smoochie, and they're like, of course you've fucking seen that. But anyway, it's Camp Nowhere time. Yeah, had no expectations going into this movie. I had a feeling it was going to be cheesy as hell, and it is really cheesy and really corny, and honestly, it's not for me. I'm gonna be so honest. It's not for me at all. I can see why people like it, and there are some good parts, but it's just I like how the pacing is quick. In a movie like this, it just gets to the point. It's just like awesome. I don't need time to know who these kids are. You know, I can just go in there and I can just watch the movie. You know, just get done real quick. Because I love a short movie, but I also hate fast pacing, and this is like the only time where I was like, yes, fast pacing, thank you. Not to say I didn't like the movie, it wasn't for me. And I'm probably gonna get a text from Chloe being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't like Camp Nowhere? It's not like I don't like it. I just didn't. It's not for me. It's not a movie that I will ever find myself watching again. I don't think. Now, if I had to, I would. I would watch it again. But it's not a movie that I'll come back to often. I don't know. I do think Christopher Lloyd is fucking hilarious in it. I think he's really good. The chemistry he has with, I don't know the actor's name, but his character's name is Mud. First of all, who the fuck would name their kid Mud? That just, I don't know. All these kids have weird names. It's the 90s. Who gives a shit? Yeah. The chemistry Christopher Lloyd and that kid have is, like, really good, and Christopher Lloyd is, like, really funny. You know, the fact that he has, like, 2 split personalities is really funny, and, you know, how he's hiding from the cops, like, that's funny. I feel like he gets to show off more of his comedic side in this movie. Like, he gets to be more theatrical, and that's, you know, it's the same guy who played Doc Brown, excuse me. I don't know, I feel like in the 90s, Christopher Lloyd was more playing bad guys, and it's kind of nice to see him play like a nice, like, sweet old guy. He is kind of weird. He is very strange. He invites the kid into his house, and then he, like, puts the kid in his car. I don't remember. I'm gonna be so real. I do not remember. But it's, like, it's not good. And the stuff with the bully kid and Mud is so stupid. I get it. It's just a cliche. It's just a coming of age movie in the 90s. It's just a cliche. It's one of those movies. I don't know. I wish I had more to say. This is like the Teen Wolf. This is like the Teen Wolf episode. The last episode. But at least I have a little bit more to say in this episode. I said in that episode, I said that I would either enjoy it enough, I would enjoy Camp Nowhere enough to have something good to say about it, or I would hate Camp Nowhere enough to have something bad to say about it. And I have a lot of opinions. Because with Teen Wolf, I had very few opinions, because I just thought that movie was boring. This movie isn't boring. This movie just isn't for me, and I don't think it's really funny. I think Christopher Lloyd is funny, and I think the kid who plays Mud is pretty funny. And, what is the girl's name? There's a blonde chick, and she's pretty funny, but she's kind of like your stereotypical, like hot guy, hot kid hits on hot girl thing. I don't know. It's a kids movie. It's a kids movie from the 90s. I don't know what else to say. So that's why easily Camp Nowhere is getting 2 stars from me on Letterboxd. Easily 2 stars. Because number one, who the hell would name their kid Mud? Second of all, it's not funny. Some of the actors are funny, but the jokes aren't funny. And I like how you don't have to spend a lot of time with these characters and getting to know their personality. It just kind of throws you in there, which I think is really nice in a movie like this, because this movie does kind of drag. I don't know. I don't hate it. I'm conflicted, because there's a part of me that liked it, and there's a part of me that didn't like it. Guys, I promise when my dad comes back, we will have more in-depth reviews and more to say. But for now, I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess. I wanted to get this review done quick. It is 6 o'clock in the morning, and I hope my audio turned out good. Because if my audio is shit throughout this whole episode, that means I'm going to have to do this whole episode again. And that would suck. I had to do the 3rd episode twice. Because the audio was bad. And if you notice in the 2nd episode, in the 3rd episode, like the first 2 episodes were fine. And going forward, we will go back to our normal setup, so the audio will be fine. But for the last episode, the audio was bad because there was an air purifier in the background. And then later in the episode, I didn't turn it off until later. So it's just like, first half of the 3rd episode, very bad audio quality, but the second half is really good. So yeah, first half bad, second half okay, it was fine. And I'm recording this on my bed, and I'm very tired, and I want to get this podcast out by Wednesday, because that's what I do. I'll get episodes out by Wednesday. Yes. So, do I recommend Camp Nowhere? If you just want to have a fun time, I would watch this. If you have kids, I would watch this. I would watch this if you had kids. Because I think they'd get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And if you grew up with it, again, the movie wasn't for me, but I can see how people can like it. Like, the stuff with Christopher Lloyd and the kid is, there are very few emotional moments, but there are few, and the comedic stuff is really funny with those two. So I get how people can like it, and I get how people can like the characters. I just think some of the characters are just stereotypical, like, 90s, like, middle schoolers, you know what I'm saying? That made no sense, but I'm gonna roll with it anyway, because honestly, I don't care. I don't care. They don't care about the stuff I say on Twitter. Just kidding, guys. I'm immediately canceled. So, yeah. Anyway, movie next week is gonna be the live action How to Train Your Dragon, which is exciting because I love the original, and I've heard that the new one is the exact same movie. And you know what? That's okay. Kind of. I don't know. I'll get into it next week on next week's episode of Cinema Saturdays. This has been your host, Blake Buchanan, and I'm about to sign off. But as Christopher Lloyd would say, it's about your kids' money. You gotta go back to the future. Do, 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 do.